It's been pretty quiet on the update front for the last month or so, and in my eyes that kind of foreshadowed that a big change is around the corner. And well, this morning when I woke up and when I looked at the announcements, well, I looked, it popped up. It pops up every time there is something new, and well, the first thing was balance update. So apparently tomorrow we will have a balance update, and well, let's see what this is all about. Balance update. To improve Capsuleers experience and enrich the gameplay strategy, we are planning to introduce a series of balance updates. For the current update, there will primarily be adjustments to skills, ships, and implants, aiming to reduce the learning and piloting costs of some advanced ships. Now, this is something I was kind of talking about in the past. Personally, not a fan of how strong implants are. They completely changed how the game works, and in some cases they basically completely removed some ships out of the realm of being able to be used in combat. The Ashu and the Blood Raiders are a very good example of that. I mean, try to kill a Barrage Celos or a Cinnamon with the Ashu. It's not gonna happen that easily. The Cinnamon will just eat the Ashu alive. So one thing that I was talking to developers about is to basically reduce the overall total DPS of the implants, because they're broken beyond recognition. But let's see what they did here. Shield hardening. Adaptive invulnerability field duration adjusted from plus 15, 10, 5% to plus 20, 15 and 15%. So now double 15%, I think they could have made a mistake here. Maybe it's supposed to be 20, 15 and 5%. I believe that's the case, but apparently there is a buff to the overall adaptive tank. I'm very excited to see how this will be translated into actual use. I'm very excited to see how much resistance I'll get out of the Navy, Tempest or the Fleet Tempest. Reactive shield hardening duration adjusted from 15, 10, 5% to 0, 0, minus 10%. Now, not really sure what this is supposed to mean here. Plus 15, 10, 5 to 0, 0, minus 10%. That's a nerf. That looks like a nerf. So they buffed adaptives but nerfed reactives. Okay. Reactive shield hardener capacitor consumption reduced from minus 15, 10, minus 5% to minus 25, 20% and minus 20%. Okay, well, perhaps the second 15% there in the hardener adjustment is not a mistake. We will have to see what this is, how this would look in the game, but these are the numbers. Armor hardening adjusted in the same manner as the shield hardener skill. Tips: reactive shield hardener automatically adjusts its resistance with each activation. The shorter the activation time, the better. Yeah, we all know that, since every time the cycle is finishing, that's when the resistance is changed. I have realized something. It's not resistance, it's the duration. I almost made a mistake there. It's duration, it's how much the cycle time is less. I thought this was talking about the resistance. Okay, well, yeah, I was almost made a mistake. Okay, so it's the duration. Alright, that's interesting. Shield harmonizing theory series skills. Signature radius penalty adjusts from minus 10, minus 15 to minus 20 and minus 25%. Okay. The remote shield reinforcement array theory shield boost bonus increased from plus 5 to plus 7.5%. Remote shield transmission array theory accuracy valve bonus increased from plus 10 to plus 15%. Armor layering series skills quality penalty adjusted from minus 10%, minus 15% to minus 20% and minus 25%. Remote armor reinforcement array theory increased the repair mount bonus from plus 5% to plus 7.5%. Remote armor transmission array theory optimal range bonus increased from plus 10% to plus 15%. Structure missile operation damage bonus increased from plus 20, 10 and 10% to plus 20, 25 and 30%. Structural missile upgrade damage bonus increased from plus 15%, 10%, 10% to plus 20%, 55%, and 30%. Missile velocity increased from plus 4, 3, and 3% to plus 10%, 75, and 7.5%. And flight time increased from plus 10%, 5%, 5% to plus 10%, 7.5%, and 7.5%. Expert damage transfer theory increased the damage transfer ratio from plus 5% to plus 7.5%. Expert skill manufacture increased the material efficiency from plus 5% to plus 10%. Overall, need to see how all this does actually work in the game before I can actually make a full-on, before I can give a detailed opinion, but it seems interesting for now. Skill training. As the number of specialization skill increases, the cost of obtaining skills through the lucky chest will gradually increase for Capsuleers. We hope to provide a more convenient way to train in skills. I mean, don't release them in lucky chests, I guess. That's one way. How to purchase. Open the skill interface and purchase directly using pass points or ESC. Price range. The price generally ranges from 36 to 60,000 pass points. I mean, I'm fine if it's purchasable with the Conquer pass points. Better than with our, to be honest. So, not going to complain much about being able to purchase this via Conquer points. You can farm that easily. Skill available for purchase. All specialization skills in the 4 skill lucky chests in the Conquer Pass shop. Note: expert skill, auto salvage technology, and cognitive neuroscience, which are not available in the Conquer Pass shop, cannot be purchased. In addition, after the maintenance on 1st of May, the skill lucky chest in the Conquer Pass shop will no longer be available, and any purchased lucky chest and chips can be traded or used. The jump to Conquer Pass shop button in the skill interface will be hidden. Ship bonus optimization. We've adjusted several ships with a more complicated bonus system to improve their initial combat capability for Capsuleers with insufficient skill training, reducing the difficulty in understanding them on the premise of keeping their power unchanged to reduce the excessive dependency between skills and the ship, turning some effects into basic effects for advanced ships and modules, and reduce the skill requirements. Versatile assault ship. Bonuses related to the Mothership Defense module are now a base effect of the module and are not dependent on any skills. Versatile assault ship. All bonuses related to lightweight ships are now affected by the lightweight ship skill, and other bonuses are now affected the versatile assault ship operation skill. Rorqual logistic drone bonus is now affected by capital industrial ship skill. Nestor, all bonuses related to drones are now affected by large drone operation skill. Oh god, the Nestor. That thing is one of the most ridiculous ships in the game. That's a multi-purpose monster, can do everything. Ship description optimization. To further reduce the learning cost of Capsuleers and minimize unnecessary information, we have optimized the description for ships. Jump drive available is now hidden, and ships that can jump will now show information such as jump range. Now this is, I think, one of the aspects that I don't really like, since every single detail, every single information out there should be available, and I don't think that there is such thing as information overload, because every single detail is important. This might actually lead to a lot of mistakes that players could make. But let's see what they did here. So jump drive available is now hidden. Okay, warp acceleration is now hidden, but it will still be applied. This is commonly seen in angel ships. This will cause confusion. Players will expect ships, but we will see. Jump drive warm-up time is now hidden, as jump drives can generally be activated without preheating. Can fit fighter rigs is now hidden. Can fit hangar rigs is now hidden. Can fit super carrier core module is now hidden. Can only be fitted to some carriers for mothership defense module is now hidden. The acceleration resistance text was adjusted to stasis Webifer resistance. Its actual function remains unchanged. This resistance has no effect on certain deacceleration effects, such as the gradual deceleration of stasis grappler. Okay, well, the description thing is not something that I'm a fan of, but maybe it's a good thing, I don't know. Capital ships, jump freighter, fuel tank, okay, 20,000 cubic meters fuel added, okay. Fenrir inertia modifier minus 12%, Nomad inertia modifier 9%. Vazago, damage control activation time increased from +1 to +2 seconds. Astarte, energy Nosferatu and energy neutralizer bonus increased from +10 to +15%. Status Wefer range bonus increased from +25 to +30%, and a new bonus capital size grappler accuracy valve +10%. That's actually a very interesting change. So the Astarte is getting stronger than ever before because now it has the grappler effect. That's fantastic. Villain Status Webifer and Warp Disruptor range increase from +15 to +20%, and a new bonus capital size grappler acceleration effect bonus +1% per activation. That's going to be nasty. Carrier cargo hold capacity increased by approximately 25%. Chimera new bonus increased shield by 5% per carrier command level. Orcon new bonus increased armor by 5% per carrier command level. Thanatos increased fighter defense bonus from 10% to 20%. Lif increased the remote shield boost capacity reduction, reduced from -10% to -12%. Ninazu increased the remote armor repair capacity reduction from -10% to -12%. Regular ships. Scorpion 2 sensor strength bonus increased from +5 to +5%. Oh crap! Bargest mid-slot Yo! Now we're talking about holy crap. Bargest mid-slot +1. Ortros mid-slot +1. You guys know what that means. I'm about to fly these ships again. They are buffed. Holy crap, that's going to be amazing. This is also looking to be interesting. So then this Praxis 2 insurance reimbursement price -8.57%. You gotta be kidding me. Why so little? They shouldn't be. They should be much more cheaper than that, but I guess it's a nice step in the right direction, I guess. So I'm not going to complain much about that. Chameleon medium drone damage and defense increased from +25% to +25%, and a new bonus can be fitted with Sinusal field generator. Well, I think the Chameleon already could field Sinus, so not really sure what's different there with the Sinus, but okay. Fiend removed the penalty to defense mode that increased capacity recharge time by 20%. Celos removed the penalty to battery mode that reduced flight velocity to 20%. Adrestia, the flight velocity and inertia modifier bonuses are now basic effects and no longer depend on skills. The Status Wefer and Warp Disruptor bonus are now affected by the Expert Cruiser command skill, making the transition to Vigilant more natural. New bonus reduced the warp drift capacity penalty -10% per Expert Micro Warp Drift operation level. Venture 4 mining bonus increased from 35% to 40%. Noctis base cargo hold capacity increased from 2,500 to 4,000. Noctis 2 base cargo hold capacity increased from 7,200 to 10,000. Navy issue frigates can now use all nanocores available to the same model. This is something I kind of not complained about, but I pointed out a long time ago. And now the Navy frigates can use the nanocores, which is a good thing. Modules. Capital Emergency Energy base activation time increased from 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Okay. Militia Defense Module damage transferation increased from 50 to 75%, and shield and armor resistance increased from 20 to 25%. Oh, that's going to be interesting to test out. The remote and barreled capital turret and missile damage +10%, capital cruise missile damage +10%, capital subduced reliant damage +5%, and tracking speed increased from 0.51 to 0.58. Capital autocannon damage plus 5%, barreled capital torpedo launcher damage plus 5%, hyperspatial velocity optimizer warp speed bonus increase from plus 0.2 to 0.5 AU per second to plus 0.2 to 0.8 AU per second. Using the super weapon burst projector will cause a 60-second weapon timer. Alright. Implants. High power ballistic marker increase the bonus power per hit from 10 to 15 when activated. Power reinforcement unit, new effect. Power retrieval branch obtaining 1 to 5 additional power when triggering power retrieval. Basically, what this does is it does charge the implant faster. Thermal circulation reduced the weapon's activation time penalty upon overheating from 400 to 300%. Basically a very useless change, but you know, it's there. But repression reload and reinforcement unit increased the number of ammo reloaded from continuous loading from 2 to 3. Suppressive fire velocity decrease effect increased from 25 to 30%. Sniping technology, new passive bonus, cannon tracking speed plus 24% and damage plus 12% at max level. Evasive maneuvers, new effect. When activated, increased cannon tracking speed by 100%. Precision reinforcement unit tracking speed increased from 2 to 10%, to 3 and 15%. Continuous prediction time increased from 3 to 15 seconds to 4 to 20. Artillery cover, ballistic prediction increased tracking speed from plus 10 to 15%. Full salvo, new effect, increased cannon tracking speed by 25% and damage by 20% when activated. Warhead charge, ammunition reinforcement unit precision warhead damage penalty increased from 1 to 5, from 1.5 to 75%. Super projection, in-flight retardant warhead, now replaced by firepower support warhead. Missile damage plus 12% and now has a chance to increase enemy signature radius by plus 20%. In-flight disruption warhead, in effect, target inertia modifier plus 100%. Electronic jamming warhead, damage penalty reduced to 20%. EMP warhead, damage penalty reduced to 27.5% at max level. Electronics reinforcement unit, new effect, ship scan resolution 3.3% to 15%. Tactical missiles, precision strike duration increased from 30 seconds to 40 seconds. Precision guidance changed its weapon deception resistance plus 25% to a passive effect. New passive effect, missile explosion radius minus 15%. Jamming reinforcement unit, jamming resistance increased from 3% to 15% to 5% to 25%. Some units warp stability increased by 0.5, making it the same as the jamming strength. Bomber tactics. Drone reinforcement unit changed its drone EHP 25% to a passive effect, making it no longer necessary to select the defense branch. New passive, drone signature radius minus 3.5% to 15%. Still no nerf to the bomber tactic. That's sad. Aerospace tactic, mobility reinforcement unit, inertia modifier and flight velocity bonus adjusted from 2% to 10% to 3% and 15%. Automatic defense, new passive, drone missile explosion velocity plus 30%, explosion radius minus 30% and threat tracking speed 30% at max level. Micro scamming jamming strength increased from 3 to 4, efficiency reinforcement unit restart time and immunity time increased from 1 to 5 seconds to 2 to approximately 10 seconds. Remote shield, the flight time reinforcement unit self-repair ratio bonus increased from 1 to 5 to 10. New effect, ship capacity recharge time 1% to 5%. Remote armor, basic resistance bonus can now work on targets with full armor. Nano repair effect boost increased from 2% to 3% per cycle, and its max stack reduced from 25 to 16. Defense reinforcement unit resistance bonus increased from 1 to 5 to 10%, and its repair effect boost increased from 0.1% to 0.5% per cycle to 0.2 to 1%. Mine enhancement, new effect, ship shield resistance plus 25%. Oh! Okay. Could actually be kind of interesting for a shield tank there. Like the thermal circulation is used for armor tanks. Mining reinforcement unit, new effect, emergency reinforcement duration increased by 4 seconds to 20 seconds. Industry reduced non-need consumption when manufacturing of skill changed by 11.11%. The number of rigging experiment data required for manufacturing the 5 skills, including expert lightweight ships shooting, theory increased from 67 to 100. Damage hull of all 4 Capsuleers can now be reprocessed. Cosmic Anomaly. Expedition Series New Jack Filaments, the weighting of the system population has been lowered, so destinations will be more dispersed. This reduces instances of encountering large numbers of enemies immediately after using it. However, Homeward Series Filaments drop rate increased by approximately 20%. Wayseeker Centrum increased the blueprint drop rate of skill checks by approximately 25%. Wayseeker Centrum reduced the electronic warfare strength of the elite Wayseeker enemies by 20%. Now, of course, there are some... Oh, what is this? In addition... Hold a second. And there is... Oh... Alright, well, I guess I have to cover this as well. Store adjustments. To improve Capsuleers' experience and reduce the decision-making and learning cost, Concord has adjusted or made unavailable some items in the store. Made unavailable the Implant material, SL bundle, and combatant supplies. Novice advanced items from the recommended tab. The ship skin store has been temporarily closed and all skins have been made unavailable. The Implant development store has been temporarily closed and all neural compilers have been made unavailable. New item in the recommended tab, Ascension Neural Compiler. In addition, to reduce the impact of some items on the Plex market and make it easier for Capsuleers to purchase Omega clones, thereby returning Plex to its core use, we are making the following adjustments to some Plex items. Change the general Nano Source 3 and Cloud AI Learning Cube Refractory Permission 3 in the Nanocore tab to be purchasable with hour and lowered their prices. Change the secret trafficking decoding credentials in the underground market tab to be purchasable with hour and lowered its price. For more details, please visit the store. So they removed some stuff that was purchasable with Plex. I would say this is a step in the right direction, since Plex should be, if you ask me, Plex should only be used for Omega basically, and making things, I guess, in one way, it's a double-edged sword, really. But removing Plex from stuff, I guess, can lower its price. We will see what will happen, but I would say more of this maybe needs to happen. Less, I mean, insurance, for example, maybe insurance needs to stop being purchasable with Plex. Maybe that will drop the price even more. We will see how this will play out. Now, this is also interesting. Anti-cheat announcement. To best protect the legitimate interest of all Capsuleers, the development team has always taken a firm stance against the production, sale of and use of cheats. Recently, we discovered some players were profiting by modifying the system environment and completing encounter missions which violates the user agreement and impacts the interest of other players. To improve the game fairness, we have decided to prohibit logging into the game using rooted... Oh no, this could actually impact me in one way in the future, since I actually used to like to root my phones. But this might have a big impact if you have a rooted device. So they will prohibit logging into the game using rooted or jailbroken devices after the maintenance on March 20th, which will take some time to implement. Please ensure that you log in using untampered devices. Capsuleers at the same time, a development team has taken legal action against cheat providers and developers to protect our rights and crack down on their activities. We will welcome players to report any violation through in-game reporting and custom. Now, one thing I have to just clear out: when I say I like to root my device, no, I don't like to cheat. Obviously, I hate cheating. But I used to play around with custom ROMs. I used to play around with overclocking my phone and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying it could impact. Could impact players who have their phone overclocked, basically, or they're running a custom ROM. That's what I was, talking about. New events, skill rested gifts. Okay, it's gonna be nice. Lazarus points coming back. Word of Silence event duration. An outpost reported that the sleepers had awakened again. Choose a way to explore the system. Mission introduction. There are two mission locations: safe system and PvE system. Safe system capsules cannot attack each other. PvE system capsules can attack each other. Oh, we already had this before. It's basically it can be fun, and it's a no loss system. Well, I guess I'll be yeeting my revelation in one of these because I guess that can be fun. Optimization, okay, bug fixes. Yeah, they did fix those. Finally, the shield issue has been fixed. So, that's basically the whole patch for tomorrow. Honestly, it has good points, it has bad points. Well, bad points from personal perspective, I guess. One thing that I would just point out here that, obviously the implants need nerf, DPS nerf, bomber tactic needs a nerf. I mean, I will sell a lot of my ships just to get the bombardier to high level because that seems to be the way to go now. So that's what I'm doing. And overall, I would say it does seem like a very interesting update, and we will see how this will play out. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, play safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.